Hi, welcome to Theory with Carla. So, we've been talking about blues this whole semester, and we've been applying the blues scale this whole semester. The blues scale consists of the first, the flatted third, the fourth, the flatted fifth, and then the flatted seventh. Usually blues is played in a 12-bar blues progression, so you use the 1 chord, the 4 chord, and the 5 chord. They're usually dominant chords, and you apply the blues scale to these blues chords. However, there's more than one way to do it. And I love the blues scale as much as the next person, but I've been doing this study recently called the Lydian chromatic concept for tonal improvisation, and it looks at how you can build a scale off of every chord that you play using the Lydian scale. What is the Lydian scale, you might ask? That's a good question. So in music, we have our Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, Locrian, and Ionian scales, which that's a mouthful, I know. So these scales are basically, or Dorian through Locrian scales, are basically if you were to start your Ionian scale at different points and ended at the same point that you started it at. So if we were to take C as an example, the Ionian scale for C is just C major scale, which is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. But if we wanted to play D Dorian, it would take the D scale and it would C-ify it. So basically you flat the third and you flat the seventh. So a normal D scale is D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. But if we were to make it D Dorian, it would be D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. Different. Each of the scales have these changes to make it like the Ionian scale, and each has its unique sound. For example, the Aeolian scale, which flats the third, the sixth, and the seventh, flats the third, the sixth, and the seventh, has a minor, sad, sweet sound. Whereas the Ionian scale is your normal, happy major sound. The Dorian scale has a evil-sounding minor. So each of these different scales has a different sound. Our scale in question, the Lydian scale, which is characterized by a sharp fourth or sharp 11, has a happy, charismatic, heroic type of sound. And we will be building our scale for each chord off of the Lydian scale. The Lydian scale in the C example would be F. So the normal F scale is F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. But F Lydian is the sharp fourth, so it's F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. For an example, I switched cameras because I realized the sound quality for my laptop is not as great. So for music examples, I will be using the iPad. So I have a C backing track with me and my guitar, and I'll show you how it sounds to use just the relative minor over a C scale or a C chord progression. My bird's singing along. But see here, it's a normal sound. Everyone is used to this sound. But we can look at our chords. Here I think it's that. And we can make it totally different. For example, we can, for the C chord, we can pretend as if it's the 4 chord of a scale. So I will play C Lydian over C instead of A minor. So here's a C chord. There's your C Lydian. More interesting sound than just a... Everyone's used to that sound. Everyone's used to that scale. So it adds a bit of spice to whatever scales you're using and to whatever music you're playing with others. And next, I will show you how that applies to blues, because what I played here and blues, it's a little bit different. All right, time for an example. So I will be playing B-flat blues now. So the first time through, I'll just be playing a B-flat blues scale, normal thing, we already went over it. The second time through, however, I will be applying the Lydian theory I discussed earlier. So the first chord is B-flat 7. If you look at it as if it's the 5th chord of a key, or the 5th of a key, then the 4th would be your Lydian. So in C's case, it's as if you're playing G7, and the Lydian there is F Lydian. So over G7, you would play F Lydian. Now for B-flat 7, I would then play A-flat Lydian. For F7, I would play E-flat Lydian. For E-flat 7, I would play D-flat Lydian, and so on. It's actually quite simple if you keep your wits about you. So this is new. My soloing for the Lydian scales will not be as good as my soloing for the blues scale. Just forewarning you. A-flat Lydian. Weird. E-flat. Back to A-flat. Now F7, so it's E-flat Lydian. E-flat 7. Honesty, playing a Lydian scale or adapting your playing to play a Lydian scale for each chord is a lot harder than just smacking a scale over the entire chord progression. So it takes a lot of practice for me because I'm used to just smacking a scale over the entire chord progression because I like blues, so I play blues. But it's really something that's worth adding, and it makes it more interesting, and your grasp of theory increases with the study. It's important to mention as well that what I learned from this book, the Lydian chromatic concept for tonal improvisation, this is only chapter 1, so there's a lot more to come, and I'm excited to work through it. Thank you for letting me show you. I appreciate it.